Hello ladies and gentlemen, I'm glad to have you again. My name is Adegboyega Ayogbemi, your favorite host. Thank you for always subscribing to our page and also listening to our wonderful and educative video on real estate. So today I bring you a very lovely topic, the 5 haven in any property. The 5 haven you need to spot out or look out for in any property. Stay tuned, we'll be right back after this break. Alright, you're welcome back. So as I was saying, I would like to discuss with us the 5 haven in any property you need to spot, you need to look out or watch out for. The number 1 is legal and complete documentation. Documentation is key. You cannot avoid to joke with documentation whenever you're going into real estate. You have to ensure that you do your due diligence, do your fact finding on any property you're buying or you're going into. Find and make sure that you pay for documentation. Make sure you pay for documentation. And what do I mean by documentation? I'm talking about the land receipt. I'm also talking about the survey. When I mean by land receipt, is just something to prove a transfer of funds from you to a credible real estate property developer or real estate property agency. And when I talk about survey is just a coordinate. A coordinate to show a portion of your own inheritance on earth. So take for example, you bought a land and you didn't do the survey. Someone who is a surveyor can go to that same portion of land you bought and pick the coordinate and register it with the land and housing or with appropriate agency of that nation. That person is a rightful heir or rightful owner of that property. So you should not joke with receipt, you should not joke with survey, and as well you should not joke with the deed of assignment. So when we talk about deed of assignment, we are talking about a document that shows a transfer of ownership from a credible real estate company to you who is an investor of that property. So something that shows a transfer of ownership, a transfer of title, a transfer of possession from you from the real estate developer to you who is buying or securing the property. And the last one, again, you also looking at the title, whether it is excision, whether it is gazette, whether it is governor's consent, whether it is C of O. We will wrap that up in our future video, trying to explain to you the documentation and the title of land you need to go for whenever you're buying or you are willing to, or interested in any property. So the first one you need to look out for is complete and legal documentation. The second one you also need to look out for is right location. You're only secure when you buy a property in an emerging location, a location that has possibility for future growth due to government presence, due to modern infrastructure like the seaport, the refinery, the airport, the jetty, quite a lot of monumental projects. When you have some of those things in any corridor you're buying a property, you rest assured of people wanting to come into that neighborhood to enjoy some of those infrastructure, park, resorts, mall, quite a lot of amazing projects. Also, you also need to look at commercial activities. What is the commercial activities? What is the feet traffic in that neighborhood? When you set up a business and there is no feet traffic, there are likelihood of you enjoying exponential sales, and when your sales is being tampered with, that will also affect your profit margin. So you also need to look at the right location. So not every location is the right location. It is what is on that location that determine if you should invest, or it is what is in that corridor that will determine whether you should invest in that corridor or not. Take for example, in places like Epe, Ibejuleki, these are the emerging locations in Lagos State, why you can buy at a pre-developmental phase. So by the time those neighborhood appreciate and open up, you'll be smiling to the bank. So you have nothing to lose with respect to that. And as well, you also need to look at the developer. You also need to do a background check on the developer you are partnering with. You see, some developer default in granting allocation, and you committing your money in real estate is not complete until an allocation is done to you, or until your apartment is handed over to you. So it goes beyond you just securing a property. If allocation is not done either on that apartment, duplex, or land you are acquiring, then this is something you also need to watch out for. It's a red flag and you must not ignore it. So not all developers are worth partnering with. Also, number 4, you also need to check out for their flexible payment option. Some developers have fixed interest rates. They don't charge you month-on-month interest rate. They only charge you fixed interest rate. So it means that is good. So imagine if you are buying a land and you are spreading a land for like 2 million, and you are spreading the payment for either 12 or 1 year. I know that 1 year is the max. Any developer that is conscious of time and investments will go with any of their partnering investors, because they will also not want to keep their money hanging when they have conflicting projects they need to fund those money on. So another thing you also need to look at is what is that which I told you. So do not in any way joke with the personality of the developer you're buying into. There are quite a lot of credible developer. When you are interested in buying any property, you can reach out to me. And as well, you also need to check out for the flexible payment option. I think I mentioned that as well. Flexible payment option. Some have compounding interest, while some have simple interest, while as well some have fixed interest. So these are some of the things you need to watch out for whenever you're buying a property. Number 1, you need to look at whenever you're buying a property. For us, first click the like bell and drop your comment in the comment section. We would love to hear from you. Bye.